Taking your company off the ground is no joke. You definitely have to pull long hours and burn the midnight oil if you want to achieve your goals. But it certainly gets easier once you have reached somewhere in status and finances. You can divide up your responsibilities and take it a little easier. Well, that's true for some people. But Elon Musk is famous for working long hours despite being the richest man on the planet. He is known to spend nights on the Tesla factory floor and set some pretty big goals for his companies. Currently, the Tesla CEO clocks in at 120 hours a week. That's 17 hours a day, more than 6,240 hours per year, and over the next 10 years, over 62,400 hours of work. If his 10-year payout is a theoretical $55.8 billion and he sticks to the same work schedule, every hour of his time could be worth close to $900,000. But why does he work this hard? Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. Elon Musk once tweeted, quote, "If you want to change the world, you have to work at least 80 hours a week." This is no small number, as most companies worldwide are following the under 50-hour work week rule, and some in Europe are looking into bringing it down to 40-hour work weeks. Workaholism has been associated with Elon Musk, with his multiple roles leading Tesla, SpaceX, The Boring Company, Neuralink, and his research initiative OpenAI. Working 120 hours a week leaves him about 7 hours a day to do everything else, from eating and seeing his family to working out and sleeping. But Elon Musk thinks and acts on a larger, more cosmic scale than we're used to. Whether it's electric vehicles, space travel, or healthcare, his main projects take on almost every major industry and global problem you can think of, and disrupts and rewires it on a fundamental scale. And you can't make that kind of change unless you work as hard as he does. Just take a look at his goals and timelines for his companies, and you'll understand. Where Tesla is concerned, the company envisions a future of self-driving cars, where the majority of people travel by autonomous Tesla vehicles. It's also a future where car owners frictionlessly rent out their cars to serve as self-driving cabs while they're not using them. But there have been issues with production, causing delivery delays and raising concerns among the shareholders. The insane hype around Tesla has made the company attractive, but the supply can hardly keep up with the demand. Tesla cars are equipped with external cameras, ultrasonic sensors, and radars to generate a model of the surrounding environment. The resulting autopilot technology enables features like auto steering, self-parking, and summoning. Musk said that the basic functionality for true autonomy would be available by the end of 2020. Well, it's 2021, and we aren't quite there yet. The timeline has been pushed to the second quarter of 2021, which isn't that far away. It's safe to assume that Musk is doing his best to speed up the process in the factory. But to do that, he definitely has to work overtime. Of course, automobiles aren't his only project. According to Musk, leaving humanity as a single-planet species is the surest path to extinction. The further away from Earth we settle, the more chances our species has for survival against superhuman AI or the eventual running out of natural resources on our planet. In the long term, Musk wants SpaceX to put 1 million people on Mars by 2050, but before that, they will send cargo ships by 2024. They also plan to build a freeway to Mars, so the cost of interspace travel reduces to a fraction of what it is today. And as if that wasn't enough, SpaceX is also making plans for missions to Enceladus, a Saturnian moon, Europa, and a fuel depot on Pluto, among other things. If all goes according to plan, Elon Musk will open up the solar system to the human race, and you can't possibly achieve that working 40-hour weeks. He even has plans to fund his ambitious space travel missions, and that's in the field of telecommunications. Here, he's doing something different. For all the talk of Musk's innovation, his average project seems to revolve around a set formula: find an old idea that failed because of backward technology and attack it with some of the world's best engineers. And that's the philosophy behind the Starlink project, which aims to bring high-speed online access to those in rural, hard-to-reach locations. The first 2 Starlink satellites, Tintin A and B, were launched into orbit on February 2018. As of August 2020, Starlink has deployed nearly 600 satellites, quickly approaching the 800 satellite mark when the project is expected to be functional. The company plans to provide near global coverage by the end of 2021. Again, there isn't much time left for that. Not only does Musk have to deploy half his constellation by 2024, but he also has to come up with a de-orbit plan, which outlines how SpaceX is going to deal with all of the space debris from deteriorating satellites, which, in the worst-case scenario, scenario could trigger a chain of devastating satellite collisions. Basically, the government doesn't want space junk flying around in the lower Earth orbit, an understandable concern. But it certainly pushes the amount of time Elon Musk spends in the lab. Even 17 hours a day may seem like too little for the CEO at this point. The time he doesn't spend making a de-orbit plan, he probably spends on the Hyperloop, supposedly a cross between a Concorde and a railgun and an air hockey table. Passengers essentially travel in a low-pressure tube inside pod-like capsules supported by air and powered by a magnetic linear accelerator. It would cut down a 6-hour journey to just 30 minutes, meaning if you wanted to live in Los Angeles and work in San Francisco, you could definitely do that. This spells serious trouble for the airline industry and freight shipping industry, and we all know Elon Musk is nothing if not a disruptor. Most of Musk's endeavors exist on the big scale: spaceships to Mars, Hyperloops cutting the cost and time of travel, electric car producing factories all across the globe. Neuralink, however, focuses on the microscopic level. Launched in 2016, Neuralink is Musk's project to build a brain-computer interface, or BCI, that will link human brains directly to computers. He described it as a Fitbit in your skull, with tiny wires. Musk sees BCIs as the way to bridge the gap and fuse humans with computers by implanting a chip of electrodes a few millimeters square directly into the brain. While the future of complete AI symbiosis is far off, Neuralink's more near-term potential is in medical applications, specifically treating neurological diseases or injuries, a mission current research labs are already working on. The FDA is already working with the organization to run trials on patients with quadriplegia, a condition where all 4 limbs are paralyzed. Neuralink's device could also help people suffering from stroke, neurodegeneration, cancer, spinal cord injuries, and dozens of other healthcare issues. If this turns out to be a success, the device can cut out years of expensive treatment, physical therapy, and surgeries. It's going to be a while before this becomes commercially available, but knowing Elon Musk, he's working overtime to get it out there as soon as possible so it can help people. There's more. A lot more. He has a project with the Boring Company to dig a tunnel underground so electric cars can skate by and beat the New York to DC traffic. He's also involved with them to make tunnels under the surface of Mars to create underground habitats for the astronauts and early settlers. Musk also heads SolarCity Corporation, a subsidiary of Tesla that develops and sells solar panels and solar roof tiles. In 2019, Tesla started renting solar systems out to customers in 6 states at a mere $50 a month as an incentive to boost residential solar deployments. It sounds crazy, right? That's a lot of pies to have your hands in, even for a billionaire. After all, there are only 24 hours in a day. How does he manage to stay on top of so many ventures? Well, he starts his day at 7 a.m. He apparently tries to get 6 hours of sleep per night, after which he showers, dresses, and enjoys a morning coffee. In a Reddit AMA, he admitted that he simply isn't in the right headspace if he doesn't shower, and it's the most important part of his day. Next, he sends his kids off to their private school and drives to work. Most of his skill set, by his claim, is focused on design and engineering work. He hardly attends to emails and phone calls, preferring to walk around his office or factory and physically interact with his workers and equipment. Mondays and Fridays, you'll most likely find him at SpaceX in Los Angeles or Boca Chica, and the rest of his time is spent at Tesla in the San Fran Bay Area. But that also depends on deadlines and rollouts. Since he keeps himself that busy, he barely pays attention to his nutrition. Needless to say, he is ruthlessly efficient at work. Ever had a meeting at your workspace that could have easily just been an email? Well, if you have a meeting like that at SpaceX, Tesla, Boring Company, or any of his companies, he will simply walk out. He is known to leave any meeting that he feels is wasting his time. Sometimes, hours pass by him without him noticing, and he relies on his tight scheduling to keep him on track. He will typically return home around 10 p.m. and spend some downtime watching anime, reading, or talking with his wife. He'll usually tuck into bed around 1 a.m. for some well-deserved sleep before getting up 6 hours later to do it all over again. With the crazy number of projects he has going on, it's no surprise that his schedule looks the way it does. His work is undoubtedly awe-inspiring, but he definitely needs to get his rest if he's going to continue performing at his optimum level. If you're looking to emulate the Tesla CEO, you should probably prepare yourself and start small. What do you think of his work schedule? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button and check out more videos about tech on the Simply Tech channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.